In this first episode of Hella Random with Charli K and Phoneix, we discuss so many different random things from Timberland boots, attending parties, riding out for our homegirls, asking questions, um, and a host of other things. Continue to listen as we continue to have fun. Do better, sis.
Welcome to Do Better Sis, where we let you know if your weave is too tight or your eyebrows are just not quite right. Where we strive to inspire, encourage, uplift, educate, and motivate our sisters. Join us, Charli, Kay, and Phoneix, as we bring discussions on things such as health, building wealth, improving credit, investing, entertainment, and fashion in a language that you can understand. We spotlight what's going on in our communities and how we all can participate. Come and find out how you can do better, sis.
Are you ready?
But again, we're talking about lessons as they pertain to progress and growth. You can have growth, you can have profit, and you can have loss. All of that is reported on the income sheet. The lessons are the same. You can have lessons that promote growth. You can have lessons that actually provide setbacks.
But it's still
a lesson. Exactly.
It's still a lesson, and it still provides growth, and it still provides opportunities. When you look at it, it does not matter. If I learned a lesson from a situation I put myself into, even if I have caused a loss in my life, I still learn something from this lesson, and this lesson has taught me that I will not repeat this lesson again. So in fact, even though I lost, I still made a step forward because I learned from it. Now, if you're not learning from your lesson, guess what? You're going to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. It cannot be. I mean, hell.
I don't think it's that people don't learn from their lessons. And again, I'm talking specifically for relationships. But sometimes people don't want to take responsibility and accountability.
That's their choice.
And not to say that the other person didn't do something that was jacked up. Not to say the other person, it was the other person's, technically, it was the other person who ruined the relationship. They cheated, they lied, you were doing what you were supposed to do. However, at the same time, even in that, I think people refuse their accountability in that for either enabling that behavior or seeing the behavior and either seeing that behavior and, not calling the person on it, even though not to say that you are the cause, for the behavior.
That's a choice, though. You're talking about choices.
But don't we make choices based on lessons, though?
But guess what? A lesson is a teaching. You learn from a teaching. If you decide, if I learn a lesson that 2 + 2 = 4, but I want to sit here and say, the hell with that, I don't believe 2 + 2 = 4.
One, bruh.
I'm going to say 2 + 2 = 6. Guess what? That was my choice to say that. That's what it is.
It's and it's right,
but the lesson is 2 + 2. We count it. It's 4. But I'm going to sit here and say, the hell with that. I'm going to say, I see, when I put 2 fingers and 2 fingers together, I'm counting 4. But I'm going to say, the hell with that.
It's 6. That's 6 because I got my contacts on and it's double.
Exactly.
Like one of them double, one of them did.
On one
I'm
side.
just saying, bro.
But it's not to say that someone did not teach me the lesson that 2 + 2 = 4, and that's correct. My choice was, well, the hell with that lesson. The hell with what you taught me, that 2 + 2 = 4. The hell with the fact that I see that 2 + 2 = 4. My choice is to say 2 + 2 = fucking 6.
All right. Well, but you know what? I said that just to see what Sometimes you gotta throw some stuff out there and see what's going on. And I agree with that. I agree. There are lessons sometimes hidden that we don't really get sometimes. But I guess it's cool. Everybody is different. Everybody's learning curve is different. Everybody's rules of engagement are different. Everybody's level of discernment is different. So it just kind of depends on who you are and what you do and how you approach things.
And there's a lesson in everything.
And everything of that nature. I agree.
I agree. It's up to you if you're gonna learn.
I just like to get Phoneix fired up though, cause she real funny.
You gonna keep rolling. Y'all gonna be going to blows at this damn table. Now,
ain't nobody going to no blows. Ain't nobody doing that. I love my sisters. I am my sister keeper. Whether she right, wrong, I don't even care. That's my girl. And when she call me, be like, sis, we need to ride. Send me the address. I'm gonna Google it. I don't even know where it is, but I'm gonna Google it. I'm on the way. Google says I'll be there in 15 minutes. I don't know how long it's gonna take you.
The only thing I can tell you is this.
Yeah.
In my years, I've been through a lot of things. I've had a couple churches have asked me to give testimonies to my life, which I have declined because that's not something I choose to do. Mm-hmm. I have learned many lessons in my life, but I can tell you that the lessons I have learned did not prevent me from repeating the experience over again. So it was my choice to go through certain things. Although I had learned the lesson, I repeated the behavior and the experience again.
But that's a human thing. That's a human trait.
That goes with, there's a lesson in everything, right?
Absolutely.
Just because you learned the lesson doesn't mean you apply the lesson.
I agree.
Yes, Charli.
I agree.
Charli said one more time. One more time.
Just because you learn the lesson doesn't mean that you apply the lesson.
Thank you.
But that's just like learning trigonometry in high school. At what point in your adult life have you actually used some fucking trigonometry? If somebody can tell me that, damn it, you win.
Leave some comments on the website to tell us when you use
leave some comments.
You might win something. We might have some for you if you can tell us. podcast.com. If you can tell us a real life situation where you actually use trigonometry or calculus or any of them things to do something in real life, we might have something for you.
Finding the unknown.
We know the algebra, but we're talking about the other stuff they make you say.
But here's the thing. Just like Phoneix was saying, just because you learn a lesson doesn't mean that you are not doomed to not repeat.
Absolutely.
The actions that cause you to learn this lesson. Absolutely. Some people need to learn the lesson repeatedly. Some people need to be reminded of the lesson. It's like refresher training at work.
That's a good refresher.
It's like recertification at work.
Train the trainer at work.
You need to have a little refresher so that you can understand, wait a minute, I forgot. I went through this with old boy. Wait a minute. I went through this with old girl. Oh shit, wait a minute. I swiped my card at this gas station. They got bad gas. You see what I'm saying? You have to have refreshers because sometimes we forget. Sometimes we put blinders on, and we don't want to accept the lesson for what it was. Because, like Kay said, we're human.
We're human at the end of the day.
Sometimes we don't like to see the signs that the universe has put in our face until it's too late.
I don't want to be alone. But he a good dude. Other than he not faithful to me, but he a good dude everywhere.
But see, where we mess up is, and this is gonna be a conversation. This is gonna have to be a bonus episode. I see now because we
not already hit another hour.
We already hit 2 hours. So
oh my God, we gonna have to cut y'all off, girl.
We're gonna have to cut it short, and it might have to be a bonus episode. Right. So I'm gonna keep recording. We might have to just play the next episode. You can go to bed. Okay.
I'm not going to bed.
Okay. So the thing is this, and she just made me miss my train of thought.
You was talking about this is gonna be a bonus episode and
no, she's talking about the lesson.
About the lesson. Listen. You can't pray for something. You can't will for something. You can't ask the universe to provide you with these things. Okay, so if you're in a terrible relationship, or you working a horrible job, or you driving a hoopty, or your kids showing their asses in class, you can't say, universe provide me with this, my God provide me with that, and then you get, the signs are there for you, and then you ignore the signs. That's like learning the lesson and not applying that shit. And that's like ignoring the lesson.
And not only that, when you ask the universe for something, but you still keep repeating, it's not going to happen. Oh, I don't have it today. Oh, it's never going to happen. So guess what? That's a contradiction. The universe does not understand that language. So the universe responds to what you are putting out there, not only in what you say, but in how you are actually attaching emotions to that thing.
But you know how the phrase says, speak it into existence? Speak it and do it into existence.
And feel it. You got to feel it. Feeling is the key. Feeling is the key. I have a friend, D. Rich, that talks about feeling being the key, and that is the truth. Because the universe responds to that. So
it does. And you have to be very careful, because your mouth can say, oh, I don't want this abusive man. But if your actions are saying that you still getting your ass beat and you still cowering in the corner, you're telling the universe, I still want this abusive. I still want him to go upside my head every night.
Look, you're feeling, and your feelings are saying, oh, but I love him.
Exactly.
Guess what? The universe is saying, well, hey, here comes some more of that.
Well, look,
here comes some more ass cuttings.
There you go.
Your ass.
You took it straight out of my mouth. You took it straight out of my mouth. You took it straight out of my mouth. So we have to be careful, man. And you also have to make sure that, and to tie it back to relationships, you got to make sure that you have a good relationship within yourself.
With self. Absolutely.
If you don't have a good relationship with yourself, if you don't like yourself, hell, if you don't love yourself,
how the hell you gonna love somebody else?
So how they gonna love you?
How they gonna love you?
That is.
If you don't know how you want to be loved, how you need to be loved, how you want to be loved, you can't expect to be able to articulate that to somebody else.
I'm trying to tell you, y'all gonna have me listen to some Bob Marley all the way this 20-minute ride to the house.
You can't.
That's Could You Be Loved? That's a Bob Marley song.
I understand. You just caught me off guard.
But Charli is right. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
That's absolutely correct. I mean, you have to put out certain things to the universe in order for the universe to respond. So if you are with a sorry ass man,
woman or
woman or whomever, and you're being abused, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally,
all of that.
whatever,
all
of those things,
still abuse.
and you are making excuses, and you are saying, but I love him. But I love her.
He paid the bills at the house, or
there should never be a but.
The universe is going to say, I'm going to continue giving you the same thing.
You're not ready.
That you are wanting, because the universe is not a respecter of emotion, of thoughts, or no, I'm saying people. It does not. The universe responds to what you put out there.
Yep.
So if you are putting out there that I'm happy, or I'm satisfied, I'm going to make do with this poor treatment, then the universe is going to give you more of that
excuse for a human being, whatever it may be.
When you put that but, he's terrible, she's terrible, she's a tramp, she
got a jacked up attitude, she cheat, but she cook good.
But that's my boo.
That's my boo. I love her. She been down with me when I was in jail for 8 years, but she wasn't faithful to you, or she wasn't, doing what she was supposed to do. I don't understand what made that individual so good. I mean,
so
if your life is miserable, that's
and the
crazy.
universe is gonna say, well, here's some more of that. Guess what? So
have
the next
at
day,
that.
What's gonna happen is she gonna fuck your friend.
Oh my God.
He gonna go. Or whomever, or whoever, because that emotion that you are feeling, the universe is going to give that to you some more. The universe is not a
do not do it. I'm trying to say.
So
don't do it.
Think about what you're putting out there and what you're saying.
And if you're religious, if you're spiritual, if you're neither of that, self-awareness.
Love starts with yourself. It does.
Self-awareness, self-love. I mean, Hell,
knowing what you want,
Come on.
sometimes knowing what you, even if you're at you in your 17 to 25s, you don't really know what you want right now. Sometimes that list of stuff
45.
that you don't want is way more important. If you could just get rid of the stuff that you absolutely just do not want, it opens up the playing field for the stuff that you do want.
But
you know,
true, to Kay's point, sometimes it is easier to make a list of what you don't want than what you do want. Sometimes that's an easier list to make. And try it. Sit down today at your desk or when you finish listening to this podcast on the car.
Download, subscribe, listen, repeat, share.
Okay,
all of that.
After you do all of that, you know, you on the job or you exercise or wherever you listen to the Do Better Sis podcast. First, thank you. Okay. 2, like Kay said, do all of that. Like, subscribe, share, all of that. Leave a review, especially on iTunes.
Any comments?
Make sure that you write down a list. First, who are you?
I agree.
What do you want?
What do you want out of life?
And say it.
And
I don't
love.
care. It doesn't, you know what? And a lot of times people have a hard time articulating what they want because they feel like it's a selfish thing to want certain things.
It's not as selfish.
Be selfish. Be selfish. If
have
you want
to.
a man that takes care of you 24/7, damn it, say it.
Listen.
That's what you want, but that's what you.
But that's another thing. We have to start being selfish.
And being
With
real.
our time.
Real.
Right.
And honest.
With
Be
our
selfish
time,
and honest.
with our love,
That's right.
with our bodies. We have to
hello.
be selfish, and that I feel like that's gonna be a conversation for another day.
I wish I had my glasses on. I would be looking at you over my glasses at your bodies and yourself. I'm looking at you over my glasses.
I think that we just have to do a better job
We just
about
do better.
what we want, who we are, and who we are right now, because that can change from day to day.
Exactly. Absolutely.
You have to, again, know thyself. If you don't know yourself, shit,
How you gonna tell me who you are and I just met you and I say, well, who are you?
Shit, you
Such
don't
and
know.
such and such.
I mean,
And you're gonna be
you know.
like, well, you know what I'm saying? Then after that, we don't, but you still didn't give me no answer. We got to be able to talk after that.
But you know what else? You need
Well,
to also evaluate
you know what
your
I'm saying.
relationships. And
No.
I'm gonna say this is very important. Evaluate your relationships.
What's the name that don't count?
Everybody in your circle, you need to make sure that these people are for you. You need to make sure that if times get hard, you can count on these people. And I don't mean financially.
In every single way.
Right. If times
Emotionally,
get hard, you know,
mentally.
if
To include financially.
well, that too.
Hell, if I need $200, look.
I need to be able to call you and say,
hey,
I need $200.
I'm in a situation.
True, but
Not just emotionally and all this other shit. But
I agree with what Phoneix saying, but don't make that your number one qualifier as to if that person should be in your circle.
Absolutely.
Because one,
Absolutely.
I'm a struggling entrepreneur. You can't call me every day and ask me for $200.
$200.
You
I'm
gonna
like,
be ashamed.
what?
Look, it don't have to
Ain't
be.
no
It
$200
don't-
be.
Look here, it doesn't have to be. But
Man.
my thing is this: you should have somebody in your circle who can do something for you, whether it's financial, emotional,
Absolutely.
mental,
Absolutely.
physical, or what have you. If you have everybody in your circle, but the person
drop
who can
dead.
support you emotionally, then you have a problem within your circle. If you have everybody in your circle, but someone who can support you physically, you have a problem in your circle.
Yeah.
If you have
I
someone
agree.
in your circle who can support you in every other way except financially, you have a problem in your damn circle. I'm sorry. If I need $200, I need to have somebody in my damn circle. I can say, well, hell, I may not be able to reach out to Kay, but I can reach out to Charli. Or I can reach out to whomever else.
Right.
But if you have no one in your circle that can support you emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, then you need to reevaluate your circle. That's all I'm saying.
And in addition to that list, if you don't have somebody that'll go ride with you, and not necessarily to ride to go do some damage, but sometimes you just need to have somebody that they can come pick you up, or you stop by their house at a moment's notice, and they put on their sweatpants and their too tight Timbs, and they put the Vaseline on their face, and y'all just ride. Okay, and
why we put Vaseline on our face?
Look,
you doing something? Ain't gonna be nothing but no ride. Ain't gonna be just no ride.
Before we end,
our brass knuckles.
I can tell you one thing. Charlie already told me when I said I have never owned a pair of Timbs. And Charlie said, well, look at here, we got a problem.
We got a problem. You need some Timbs.
I can tell you one thing.
You need a pair.
If we need to ride out, I'm going to put my too tight Timbs on.
Listen.
Mine ain't too tight. Mine fit just right.
Listen.
And I got a pair of black socks that I wear with them.
Listen, I need y'all to understand.
To get my life together.
Thing, okay? So, and as you can tell, this is already bonus content, okay? So consider yourself lucky. So,
cha-ching.
Several years ago, when I worked at a retail establishment, they had these pretty wheat Timbs. Oh, they were so nice. Okay, I bought these wheat Timbs, and I bought a pair of black Timbs, and I bought the little construction color Timbs. Right? Well, me, I don't know about y'all, but I like to keep my toenails at a certain length. All right, because I have stubby toes. Okay. And
telling people your business. I don't tell a friend.
This is how you do better.
Okay.
This is how you do better. Okay. So, y'all, I know you didn't have to wear that toenail done rubbed up against the top of that toe. That thing hurt like hell, right? So when I say too tight, that's what I mean. Okay. I'm not sacrificing my toenail length for the Timbs. Listen. Get into a situation. I attend a party with a friend. And my friend's so damn loose when it comes to that goose. Jesus. Anyway, she goes, and we're in a situation now to where a physical altercation is about to ensue. Now, at this point at this party, I'm dressed up. I have on dressy clothes. I go to the back of my car at the time, and all I see in the back of the car are these Timbs. Now, I understand that these Timbs don't fit the way I want them to fit because of the way I keep my toenails, okay, the length. Now, I don't have claws, all right, but again, I have stubby toes, so that means my big toenails got to be a little lengthy. Listen, y'all, I put them bitches on. I was already pissed off at the fact that them bitches was rubbing up against my big toenail, so I was already pissed. Okay, so when I had to go and confront the girls who was messing with my homegirl, ass was finna be beat because I was already on 10 because my Timbs were a little bit tight because of the toenail length. So when you hear me say too tight Timbs, understand that I'm already on go when I get there because of the toenail length and the Timbs. So yes, make sure you got a homegirl that's gonna ride with you, man, and the homegirl doesn't necessarily have to ride with you to show her ass. Sometimes you need somebody that's going to bring you back. You also need somebody that's going to take you where you need to go. And then they bring you back to say, okay, look, if we do this shit, we need to get our story together. And we need to figure out
who gonna have the bail money.
We need to figure out if ass is gonna be beat tonight, okay? And if ass is gonna be beat tonight, we need to know if they got weekend court. We need to know if they're gonna be able to bail us out in the morning.
Who got that $1,000 bond?
You see what I'm saying?
You know what I'm talking about?
These are things that you have to ask. But again, you also sometimes need that homegirl to say, yeah, we can ride, but let me go ahead and put shit into perspective for you, because at this point, we're in our 30s and 40s.
Well, we need another fourth person in this group.
We do need a fourth, because I'm ready to ride right now. I don't even know where we going. And I am ready.
I have to put this out here. Y'all listen.
Oh, my God.
I'm telling y'all, with Charlie, Kay, and myself, that means we need a fourth.
We do. We need a fourth person to even out the scale.
Guess what? All of us gonna ride out, and we gonna need somebody who gonna pay our bail.
We need one person to keep all the debit cards to go to the ATM.
Actually, we don't need a fourth person to pay our bail, because how the system is set up now, you can actually pay your own bill.
Really? They let you use your own ATM card now?
With your debit, your card.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I ain't know that. I thought you couldn't pay
it. They
it.
also let you use your cell phone to make a phone
phone call.
Well,
Okay,
y'all,
You
guess
can scroll
what?
We don't need no third,
We
no
don't need a
fourth.
fourth,
We don't need none.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta protect yourself. You gotta do your research. You gotta do your
my
due
God.
diligence so you know exactly what happens.
I'm saying the last.
In the event that you're in these situations.
Look
Now,
at people, because if any of us, we need to ride out, all of us ride
We
out.
gon-
I can tell y'all.
I'm
y'all
telling
right
you,
out.
yeah.
and understand that I have the debit card and we are good to
I'm serious.
make
I
sure that all
would.
three of us get out at the same time.
See, y'all, that's come from
We
that
about to go
investing.
jack the car up, take all the tires off. We gonna put one in the trunk, the other three gonna go on the porch. Okay?
But no,
That's what's happening.
So
Oh my
you
God.
have to make sure, man, that your circle is tight, man. Not only you got. I don't like yes men and women. Okay?
Nah.
So I don't
Nah.
have anybody on my team that will allow me, and I really don't like let and allow, but this is appropriate, that will allow me to go out here acting a fool or to allow me to misrepresent myself in these streets.
Unnecessarily.
You know what I'm saying? If I make a decision and said decision is not the best for me, I need to make sure that I have people in my circle to say, hold up.
Hey
What you
yo,
wanna
Charlie,
do
that ain't right.
or-
You ain't right.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna tell you ain't right. But what time do we leave?
But see, and
You
I
have that
think,
person that say, guess what? That's not gonna work out.
right, but see, that's one of the things I appreciate about these two, because we all hold each other accountable. And do I agree with everything they say?
No.
And I can tell you they don't agree with everything I say, because they be looking over their glasses, looking at me like, wait a minute.
What did Charlie just say? What happened?
Phoneix is famous for restating what I said.
So what you're saying is,
No, she'd be like, okay, but wait a minute, back it up. So
at,
what you just said was, and then she'll restate it verbatim. And then when she does that, I know, all right, rethink what it is you said. Because I'm the person, I think from the bottom up. She thinks from the top to the bottom. So I look at the big picture first. She needs to know how we get into the big picture. All I know is we already got there. I need to work backwards. So again,
Absolutely.
you need to make sure that the people on your team, man, they bring out the best in you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Micro to macro and macro to
Come
micro.
on,
Let's
you
bring
know-
it all together.
and that you're not gonna be out here looking crazy in these streets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, no yes men, no yes women on the team. You got to make sure you got somebody that's good with their money on the team. You got to make sure that if your credit is fucked up, your homegirls can help you fix that shit. You need to make sure if you want to invest in stocks and bonds, you got somebody on your team that will sit down and say, okay, let's look at this Forex. Let's look at these options trading. Let's look at, Disney. Let's look at this. Let's look at that. If you don't have people that want to see you do better, if you don't have people on
Change your
team
circle.
that will
Say it
support
again.
you in every
Okay.
aspect,
change your circle, man.
I don't care if Kay called me and say she want to build a barn in the backyard. I don't care if Phoneix called me and tell me she want to dye her hair. I am there. What color you want to dye your hair? Blueberry red today? Okay, wonderful. Yes,
I got
said
an app
blueberry
that we can take a picture, take a selfie, send it to me, and I'm gonna show you like all the different color hairs.
red. If Kay
Ah,
said
look
she
on you.
wants to build this barn in the backyard and she need me to help her mix some cement, I'm on Google and YouTube trying to figure out how we gonna mix the cement to where we don't get our feet fucked up in it and we stop. Like, you gotta make sure that you got some people that'll go along with your foolishness but also hold you accountable to make sure that you're not going.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be saying, do we have some air? But I'm gonna be there to help. But I need some air.
You know what I'm saying?
So again, relationships are very important.
And it's all. It doesn't have to be a romantic. Like we already said it. We're not talking just specifically romantic relationships.
relationships.
Even though we started talking about marriage, but we're talking about all familial relationships, just regular friendships, long-term friendships. Sisterhoods, your sorority sisters, your.
You know what?
It's
I'm
all the
sorry.
same.
I'm sorry, I got one more thing to say. If you still have grandparents that are living,
Yes.
check on your grandparents.
Please check on the
Go
ancestors.
spend some
Please
time
do.
with your grandparents. If your grandparents text like mine, text them. Hell, you can schedule text messages now. You don't have to physically be in front of the phone. Check on your grandparents. Go see them. You know how the old people say, I need to put my eyes on you. Go see about you. Go see about
Sometimes
your
you have to do
grandparents. These are relationships that you have to cherish.
And not only
They're not
that,
here
they
forever.
have a wealth of information. If you
I'm
have
trying to
ask.
tell you. I'm trying to
I
say.
mean, I did my family's genealogy years ago, but
And I'm thankful that my grandmother was still alive at the time because she gave me a wealth of information. Ask questions.
Absolutely.
They may not volunteer information to you, but if you start asking questions about who am I?
Yep.
Where did I come from?
Yep.
You get to
Yeah, I
find-
remember you said something about Uncle such and such and such.
Yeah.
What happened? Whatever happened to him? You didn't ever finish
Who
the
are these
story.
people? Who are these people?
Let
That's
make
important,
encourage
man.
them to complete
and
these
that's
stories.
all about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So
And if you have a relationship with your parents that may not be the best relationship with your parents, this is going to be hard for some of us to say and for some of us to do, myself included. Forgive your parent for what they did to you. Don't forget, forgive. And it's not about forgiving them for them. It's about forgiving them for you,
so you can
move
move on and
so you can heal. I don't know if you
Absolutely.
read the blog post we put up last week about bending but not breaking and healing and all of that. You better get into it.
get into it, read it, copy it, paste
Make
it.
sure that, because we're only blessed with a set of parents. You don't get more than one.
You don't get to
You know,
choose.
you might get a bonus, you know, as in a step, but they're not gonna really love you like your biological. Hopefully they love you.
right.
Make sure, because everybody wasn't blessed with a biological parent who wanted to be a parent or
Absolutely.
who loves you like you feel like your parent should be loved. Forgive them for that, for you, so you can move the hell on. Not only that, y'all, we got to stop searching for our daddies in these streets.
You know what? It's so funny that you say that because even and I had a really good dad. I had a really good relationship with
didn't.
my dad before he passed
don't.
away. I mean, when they say daddies, I'm the oldest of three. When they say daddies, and I look like my dad, like
Yes, Lord.
you know, you seen the pictures.
Lord.
I act like my dad. My mom and my sister, they act alike and they look alike, but I look like my dad and I act like my dad. And I think every outside of my relationships I've already formed between my young age and my current age. Like when I'm looking at new relationships, personal relationships, friendships, romantic, I'm always looking for
There's
that-
an aspect
that
of
connection.
relationship that you're looking for.
I am. And if I don't see it or if I don't get it, then I throw the whole thing away. And I need to stop doing that.
That's a whole.
I
that's
do.
a whole discussion right there.
That's a whole 2 different episodes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, two different. It's two of them.
It really is.
Too,
It really is.
because it's so many different aspects of that you have to break down. It's gonna be more than one. But another thing I want to say is, and this is gonna touch. Yeah, I still want to talk. I still want to talk to the people.
Talk to them. Hear, learn somebody.
We in the bonus episode.
This
right
the
now.
bonus.
So, what I've learned is the thing that you hate the most, and the thing that you disagree with the most, and the thing that you run away from the most, the thing that you say you don't want to be like the most is what you end up being.
Yes.
If you say you don't want to be a deadbeat daddy because your daddy wasn't there for you, your daddy left your mama, your daddy wasn't good, he didn't
Then watch
play
what
T-ball.
you are doing.
Listen,
Be aware of what you are putting
Perpetuate.
down.
Listen.
Because guess what? The thing that you want, that you don't want to be,
You
is
get
is definitely what you will become.
yes.
That
Yes.
comes down to, and that's one of the things that I often say is, your weakness can also be your strength.
I mean, but they
And your
literature.
strength can be your weakness, but
Absolutely.
that thing that you do not want to become the most
Is generally what you become.
will become
But
that thing, because guess what? Every step that you take and all the decisions that you make that you think will prevent you from becoming that thing are the very same steps that you will take into becoming what you don't want to be.
Listen, you
I've
gotta-
seen that
Yes.
so many times.
You gotta redirect your energy because you're giving too much energy to that.
To
thing.
that thing, absolutely.
Redirect your energy.
I'm
Don't
telling.
worry about it. Don't worry about what you don't want to become. What you should be not even worrying. Your focus should
What
be
you should be
on
doing is becoming who you are,
who you are.
whatever
Look
that
here.
is. Whatever
Look,
that
if I want to
is.
be a great parent, then be a great parent. Don't compare yourself to the parent that you did not have. Just say, I want to be a great parent. I'm going to do the things that it takes to be a great parent.
And this
I'm gonna
is
be
what I
there
think
for
is
my
not a
child.
great parent. So I'm
Thank
going to do
you.
the opposite.
stop thinking about what makes a bad parent and only just be a parent. I'm going to be a parent. And I can tell you, and I won't go deep into my background, but I can tell you because of what I grew up with, in my mind, I knew what I did not want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I can promise you that I did everything opposite of what was done with me. You know, I was there for my son. No matter what, guess what? I'm going to be there for my child. I don't care what is going on. I'm going to be there for my child. If I want my child to excel, then I'm going to sit my ass down and I'm going to sit there and do homework with him. Absolutely. I don't care if I've worked all day and I'm tired. I still owe it to him to
it's
be
not
there
his fault.
for him.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to participate in something, then I am going to have to find the time to
and the money
and the resources to him being able to do these things. I'm not gonna sit there and make excuses, because my thing is this,
or make him feel bad because he wants to participate.
Exactly, absolutely.
That happens
because
a lot.
I know it happened to me, and my thing was, when my child came to me and say this, when he said I want to do this, I did not say, oh no, I don't have.
Why you want to do this? You know how much it costs.
Guess what I said? It was a permission slip.
Sign the permission slip.
Let me sign it, because guess what? It wasn't his problem to figure out how it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. That's my problem.
Exactly.
I'm going to make it happen, because if he has this talent or if he has this desire or interest to do something, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to support that.
That's right.
And it does not matter what I have to sacrifice to do it. I am going to do it. I did not compare. Yes, I thought about my mom when there was something I wanted to do, and she was like, no, I can't do it because I don't have the money for all that. Mm-hmm. There's something extra. I don't have the money for that. My thing was, this is what my child want to do. I want him to be the best person that he can be.
Right. Yeah.
If this is his talent, I want to support that, and I want to encourage that. I'm going to do it. So that means if I don't get my hair done,
I was just thinking that, or my nails done, or get a new pair of shoes, or a new outfit, whatever that is.
Because
it's
this
worth
child
it.
Deserves my best.
Exactly.
And that's what I am going to show him, my very best. And I'm going to put that forward. I'm going to make it happen for him. And that's what I would like to see with more parents, is that you stop thinking about self. Because when you bring this human into being,
it's not you. It's not about you no more. I'm trying to say, y'all should watch Like Moana Blues. It's not about you no more. It ain't about that no more.
I don't have to watch it, because guess what? I already know.
I'm living it.
I've lived it. Mm-hmm. I don't care about nothing else mattered to me but
being a good parent and what my kid needed at the time, whatever that was. And that was the most important.
And you think about it, we had a whole stepfather in my house, but yet still I did not get the support that I needed. Mm-hmm. I took care of my child myself, and not only did he get the support he needed, but guess what? I got him through college, and I got him across that goddamn stage.
That's what you did, your job.
So I did my job.
Yes, you did. You did that.
You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of it. When you bring these children into being, guess what? It's no longer about what you want, what you desire.
My dreams were to be honey, your dreams were left at the
in the goddamn delivery room.
I'm trying to say delivery room 7. When you had that cesarean, it was over.
But you know what else? Another thing that we have to do, and you kind of touched on it, but not too much, Phoneix, is you have to understand what type of parent you want to be.
Absolutely.
And you have to look at your upbringing.
Absolutely.
You had parents back in the day, they had kids, okay, fine, but they didn't know how to be parents themselves. I mean,
they had a lot of help. But Big Mama raised a lot of kids.
And thank you, Kay, because Charli, they had a lot more help than we did in this day and age. Hell,
before welfare and food stamps and stuff, Big Mama did a lot.
In this day and age, ain't trying to help.
First of all,
I'm trying to tell you,
get my hair done.
I'm trying to tell you, Big Mama trying to get her boo.
Big Mama's 40, and Big Mama really not Big Mama at this point.
Right. Big Mama got on a waist trainer.
But okay, But see, I think that one of the things that we have to, and I had this conversation recently with my mom. We have to. I can't.
I couldn't even hold it in no more. Big Mom had the waist train on. Big Mom, you can't breathe. You got to cut off all of your oxygen. You better go sit
Sorry,
down.
but you know,
Oh my
but you
God.
know what? Big Mama now in the club. Big Mama's riding motorcycles.
35, 40 years
Mama,
old.
That's what I'm saying. Big Mama is still chasing after the
She's
strippers
single.
at the comedy house.
I'm trying to tell you.
Big Mama has boyfriend number 1, 2, 3. Big Mama has plenty after 10s before 6. Okay?
I'm trying to say
Big
you.
Mama don't give 2 damns.
And Big Mama can't cook. Big Mama don't even cook no
y'all,
more.
Listen.
She don't even know how to cook a good pot of grits.
But Big Mama
Oh my
don't know how to make
God.
a decent pot of rice. Listen.
Big Mama's on the motorcycle.
Big Mama might be on the pole. Now that's not a dig to anybody that's on the pole because you to make your money sis, okay? But what I'm telling you is this. You all right?
We are wilding right now. We need to go to bed and cut this off. Oh my God.
It is 3:11.
Is it? Are you serious? Charli.
12 a.m. Eastern Standard
I
Time.
done been up almost 24 hours
listen,
and
hold
I
on.
was 15
Bring it
minutes.
to a close.
We are. We're about to shut this episode down. One thing you need to look at when it comes to your parents, right? Not all. Okay? So let me preface the conversation with not all. Some parents became parents. No, let me not even go there. You have to look at their upbringing as well, right? So sometimes parents raise their kids based on what they see.
Absolutely.
And other parents raise their kids and they give them things that they wish they would have gotten as children.
Absolutely.
Right? So some of the parents, I'm going to say it again, some of the parents you can't count out. Okay?
True.
My mom grew up in a 2-parent home. You know, my grandfather was military. You know, she was an Army brat. They traveled. You know, they got what they needed. You know, and he was not an emotional man. He was not a talkative man. Okay? So my mom is not an affectionate type, nor is she really an emotional type. My mom came from a strong line of females who were in the home, who made sure that the children were good, the house was good, and the men went out and worked. So that's what I saw in my household as well, as my dad drove trucks and my mom worked, right? So here it is, I'm seeing the same thing. It's a cycle. Did I grow up in an emotional household? Absolutely not. Am I okay for it? Absolutely. Did I grow up in a 2-parent home? Yes, but I think I'm one of the most screwed up individuals in my circle because I grew up in that 2-parent home. But my mom gave us anything that we wanted and a whole lot of what we needed. And I love my mom for that. Have I told her that? No. Because again, I ain't grew up in an emotional household, but I hope she knows that by the actions and through my actions that I've shown her. But was my mom a good parent? Absolutely. And again, I grew up in a 2-parent home, but we're not talking about my daddy right now. We're talking about my fucking mama. So, okay, stupid. My mom is good, you know, but my mom gave us what we needed, what we wanted, and she instilled life lessons in us that she didn't get as a kid because my grandparents, you know, they grew up they were poor, you know, back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, and they okay, I'm gonna give my kid what I didn't have. So you have to think about, okay, was my parent a good parent? Good by your standards, not what everybody else says a good parent should be.
Absolutely.
And then you have to turn around and you pick and choose those lessons that, you know, were instilled in you and your upbringing, and you do the same thing for your kid. And hopefully you're blessed with a grandmother or a great grandmother that can help you raise your kids, not raise your kids. That's all I got to say on that. That's it. That's all I got.
All right.
That's all I got.
That's a good point.
You know, just
So this was a great episode. I mean, we talked about relationships as it relates to, you know, male and female, you know, familiar relationships, friendships. So I think this was a great episode. I enjoyed this episode, as a matter of fact, because relationships are definitely important. And I hope that each of you who have sat and listened to this conversation actually take some time out to process what you've heard and process your relationships
through the jokes.
Through the jokes and through the foolishness. Like we made it a point to be real in our conversations and to speak in a language that you can understand. That's our whole goal. We want to be able to sit down and talk about issues and concerns and just subjects as if you were talking to your friend or your neighbor.
Absolutely.
And that's what we've done here today. Some things have been funny and we've joked around. We've even gotten lost in
multiple times.
In the subject. But the bottom line is this: reevaluate your relationships, reevaluate what you are doing in your life. Stop and think about how the decisions that you are making for your life. Actually slow down and think about what you're doing. Mm-hmm. We're living in a time where everything is fast and furious.
Oh yeah.
But you can control that. You can decide to slow down and think about how you are living, your interpersonal relationships, all of that. You have control of that. So definitely take the time to reevaluate your relationships because it's important. And I think that if all of us do that, we can make a difference in what this world is turning into. When I saw the notification that Toys R Us was closing, I was like, what the hell is going on in the world?
A sad day.
Toys R Us,
where a kid can be a kid. I just wanted to be a kid. I didn't want to be a grown up. I wanted to be a kid. I'm trying to tell you. And now it's going out of business. It's not available.
You hear Charli singing the song. I grew up singing that.
But you know what it is? It's because kids now take so much enjoyment out of watching other kids on TV, on YouTube, or whatever streaming service playing with toys.
Not just that. I wish we had talked about this earlier. Kay had me cracking up about the whole Toys R Us things earlier tonight when she was talking about it's if you are a person or a child that's playing and being a kid,
it's lame. Being fun is being lame. You know what I'm saying? Right now, at this point in our life, right now, and honestly, it really doesn't matter if you're an adult or a kid. Having fun is lame. Like, I used to go to karaoke all the time. Now I can't sing. I'm not, Fantasia or anything. But I'm just saying, I don't have a record contract. That's not the reason why I go to karaoke. I don't want that because I have to hurt somebody. But the point is, that is something that I did to have fun. And I started going. It was really, really fun. And like somewhere between like month number maybe 7 or 8, it stopped being fun because all people would do, I would be the only one singing karaoke. It'll be a bar full of people or a crowd of people, and none of them are participating, and all they want to do is sit there and talk about how bad my singing is.
Because people don't know how to have
I'm telling you, having fun is lame.
Right. And that's something that Kay was talking about earlier, y'all, and she had me laughing, but she was making a great point. People don't want to have fun anymore. They don't want to look silly anymore. Mm-hmm. We even talked about skating. No one wants to go skating and fall down. I will.
We should go skating. Yes. I think we're going skating this weekend, y'all. I'm gonna make it happen.
I went skating. I actually did fall, but guess
we're gonna have a ball.
It was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
And look, those of you that know me know I don't have a bunch of cushion in my backside. so to fall down and fall this goddamn bone back here, but it was hilarious.
Oh my God, Donna McClure. Oh my God.
So, it's all of this stuff that we're talking about, it's real life.
It's real.
And I hope that you all slow down enough to just enjoy life.
Enjoy it. It's no rush. You don't have to be angry all the time for it to be life. You got to find those pockets of joy. And I'm going to tell you real talk, because I have a problem with finding my joy sometimes. But the joy it's never an outside influence that really brings the joy. You have to find that spot
within
inside of yourself to say, you know what, I know I'm going through something. I know, the world ain't perfect, or some choices I made just happen to be not the right choices. But you know what? I'm going to be happy anyway. I'm going to live my life to the fullest. I'm going to live my best life. I'm going to hang out with my, best friends, the people that bring out the best in me. I'm going to have full relationships with these people. And again, whether it's romantic or friendship, I'm going to be present in that moment and not worry about tomorrow or a year from. Not to say that you shouldn't plan for tomorrow or 30 days or a year or 5 years from now. But even though you have that plan for your life, understand that our plans sometimes it just don't go according,
right.
and it's okay for your life to not be according to a plan, or to be the mirror image of your friend that you've known
or
for
social
13
media.
years.
Fuck social media.
They be lying on there anyway.
That's another conversation.
If some other people can lie,
That's another conversation.
famous
y'all.
people be lying, then they be lying, girl. It's not the truth all the time, and what you see is not necessarily what it is. So you just have to be comfortable in your skin, in your life, whatever that life may look like right now, and understand that this is not a permanent situation. This may be set if you work hard and you work your plan, even though right now it's not what you want it to be. Later on down the road, that doesn't mean it can't be.
Absolutely. Listen,
but I'm telling you, I love my homegirls. It ain't nothing they can't call me for. It ain't nothing they can't call me, if they need help with. And I feel comfortable enough to say I could do the same thing. Now I normally don't do it because I'm very private.
She don't. She does not.
But
at all.
if I call Phoneix, but if I call Phoneix or I call Charli and I say, hey, I need your help, that it's even more important because they know I don't do it often.
Let me tell you about me. I pulls up at houses.
She do.
She
do.
At houses.
She has.
If I hear when you sound on the phone when I call to check up on you, please don't answer my call.
Yes. If you don't answer her call, she will come to your house. I've had that happen.
You didn't call her and let her know about.
Listen.
Look at here.
That's a conversation.
Look at here. That's a whole conversation.
That's a whole nother word.
And a pull-up.
And a pull-up. Knocking on the door.
But here's the thing. I appreciate the conversations that we have because these are conversations that have to be had.
Mm-hmm.
And absolutely. I think that first of all, black women are the backbone for everything.
Come on, that's a word right there.
You know what I'm saying? So we decided to do this podcast because in order for us to continue to fill everybody else's cup, we have to be selfish and fill ours first.
Yes.
And in order to make sure that we are good for everybody, we got to first be good to ourselves. So we have these hard ass conversations with a little bit of comedy to make that shit a little bit easier for you to swallow. But we basically tell you to get your fucking life. Get your life,
snatch it out,
and
grab it.
Get your life, not so that it's better for everybody else, but so that you can lessen the burden on yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think that when we have these conversations, I mean, I've got comments of saying, "Oh my, I didn't think about it this way," or y'all made it easier, for me to have this conversation with such and such about this, or I didn't really think about it like that, but it's good. Come to us, man. We are your new best friends in your head. Okay.
Absolutely.
Drop a comment. Let us know if it's something that you want us to speak about specifically. You can tag us in any stories. I mean, we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever. Just Google Do Better Sis, podcast, or Do Better, Sis podcast. Excuse me. But with this particular conversation tonight, we hope that you took a lot of lessons from it. I mean, you know what a lesson is now. You know that you have to apply the lesson in order not to repeat the lesson. Well, we hope that you don't repeat it when you do decide to apply it, I should say. You make sure that you protect yourself at all costs. You make sure that you learn and you start being selfish with yourself. You got to make sure that you understand what it is you want. Even go and take the quiz to see what's your love language. I'll make sure I tag that in the show notes.
And that's a great test to take.
Come on.
As far as what your love language is.
Y'all listen, it really opened up my eyes into what I mean, one of my love languages is acts of service, and it that's me all the way. If I did something for you, like I said at the beginning of the show, we good. If I didn't, I sure hate it for you. But figure out what you want in terms of marriage. Make sure that your life insurance is intact. I mean, you can go tomorrow and up that policy, boo. Make sure that you're
Absolutely.
good. And if you have a GoFundMe link right now for somebody that died, man, cancel that shit. Make sure that you forgive them.
The whole GoFundMe.
And don't forgive them for them. Forgive them for yourself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And laugh at yourself. Protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that you understand that you need to be present and that happiness is within. And on that note, I'm good. What else you got?
Do better, sis. I hope we brought you a word or something you could relate to. If you have any questions or if we hit some points that you possibly needed some more clarification on, or you have some extra questions about, please feel free to hit us on the website at www.dobettersispodcast.com.
Absolutely. And I mean, on that note, I will not end this with anything long. All I will say is this: no matter what, and anything that you do and everything that you do, all that we ask is that you do better, sis.
Amen.
Hello.
Hey, thank you guys so much for joining the Do Better Sis podcast tonight. We have had an amazing time tonight. We were able to bring you a lot of different content about a lot of different subjects. Some were serious, some were just informative, and some was just downright humorous. We just had a great time. There was some information that some of us found to be very, close to our heart, and we disagreed on, we agreed on, we laughed about. Whatever the case, we were able to talk about it. We were able to have real talk like sisters should be able to do. And we want that to trickle out to you as well. And if you want this conversation to continue, visit our website at www.dobettersispodcast.com. You can follow us on Twitter at dobettersispodcast, or on Instagram, or like our Facebook page. That's Do Better Sis Podcast. Whether you follow us, share us, or like us, the most important thing that we want you to do is join us as we strive, as well as you, to do better, sis.